A cousin is a relative with whom a person shares one or more common ancestors. In the general sense, cousins are two or more generations away from any common ancestor, thus distinguishing a cousin from an ancestor, descendant, sibling, aunt, uncle, niece, or nephew. However, in common language, cousin normally specifically means first cousin. Systems of degrees and removals are used in the English-speaking world to describe the exact relationship between two cousins and the ancestor they have in common. Various governmental entities have established systems for legal use that can more precisely specify kinships with common ancestors existing any number of generations in the past, though common usage often eliminates the degrees and removals and refers to people with common ancestry as simply distant cousins, or relatives. Basic definitions. The ordinals in the terms first cousins, second cousins, third cousins, refer to the number of generations to one's closest common ancestor. When the cousins are not the same generation, they are described as removed. In this case, the smaller number of generations to the common ancestor is used to determine the degree, and the difference in generations determines the number of times removed. Note that the ages of the cousins are irrelevant to the definition of the cousin relationship. Additional terms. The following is a list of less common cousin terms. Kissing cousins are defined by the Oxford English Dictionary as relatives or friends with whom one is on close enough terms to greet with a kiss. Relationship charts, cousin chart, a cousin chart, or table of consanguinity, is helpful in identifying the degree of cousin relationship between two people using their most recent common ancestor as the reference point. Cousinship between two people can be specifically described in degrees and removals by determining how close, generationally, the common ancestor is to each person. Canon law relationship chart. Another visual chart used in determining the legal relationship between two people who share a common ancestor is based upon a diamond shape, usually referred to as a canon law relationship chart. The chart is used by placing the common progenitor in the top space in the diamond-shaped chart and then following each line down the outside edge of the chart. Upon reaching the final place along the opposing outside edge for each person, the relationship is then determined by following that line inward to the point where the lines intersect. The information contained in the common intersection defines the relationship. For a simple example, in the illustration to the right, if two siblings use the chart to determine their relationship, their common parents are placed in the topmost position, and each child is assigned the space below and along the outside of the chart. Then, following the spaces inward, the two would meet in the brother-sister diamond. If their children want to determine their relationship, they would follow the path established by their parents but descend an additional step below along the outside of the chart. Following their respective lines inward, they would come to rest in the space marked first cousin. In cases where one side descends the outside of the diamond further than the other side because of additional generations removed from the common progenitor, following the lines inward shows both the cousin rank plus the number of times removed. In the example provided at the right, generations 1 through 10 from the common progenitor are provided. However, the format of the chart can easily be expanded to accommodate any number of generations needed to resolve the question of relationship. Mathematical definitions. There is a mathematical way to identify the degree of cousinship shared by two individuals. In the description of each individual's relationship to the most recent common ancestor, each great, or grand has a numerical value of 1. The following examples demonstrate how this is applied. Example: if person 1's great-great-great-grandfather is person 2's grandfather, then person 1's number is 4 and person 2's number is 1. The smaller of the two numbers is the degree of cousinship. The two people in this example are first cousins. The difference between the two people's numbers is the degree of removal. In this case, the two people are thrice removed, making them first cousins 3 times removed. Example 2. If someone's great-great-great-grandparent is another person's great-great-great-grandparent, then the two people are fourth cousins. There is no degree of removal because they are on the same generational level. Example 3. If one person's great-grandparent is a second person's great-great-great-great-great-grandparent, then the two are second cousins 4 times removed. The first person's number is the lower, making them second cousins. The difference between the two numbers is 4, which is the degree of removal. A niece or nephew could be referred to as a 0th cousin once removed. Alternative definitions, colloquial usage: in day-to-day speech, cousin is often used unmodified. Normally it means a first cousin, but some people use the term cousin to refer to cousins of all types, such as first, second, and third cousins, as well as cousins once or more times removed. Modifier terms such as half-cousin, or step-cousin are rarely used in everyday speech. Extremely distant relations: although use of the word cousin in this context is infrequent outside of evolution literature, any two individual organisms of any type are in fact very distant cousins by virtue of shared descent from a single cell in the Paleoarchean era. See also, collateral descendant, consanguinity, cousin marriage, parallel and cross cousins, family, town cousin, references. External links: European kinship system, genealogy.com. Definition of various cousins, genealogy.com, what makes a cousin? Genetic genealogy.